Top 5 at 5.
Today's top 5 is building resilience.
I know, I did that.
Okay.
Number 1, adaptogens.
Adaptogens. Why are they good?
Finn's favourite thing to talk about are adaptogens. Because every day we go through our lives and we go from one situation to another, and our nervous system has to adapt to the difference of those environments. That is from when you drop your kids at school, to when you go to work, to when you come home and you face a mountain of emails, dishes, whatever, to when you go out to the garden, to when you go and climb a hill. Every single thing has its own stressful impact on our system, and adaptogens help our body to acclimatize, adapt. They help to modulate our cortisol stress response so that we can improve our resilience to stress, reduce the biological damaging effects of stress, and increase our ceiling for coping with stress.
And what are your top 2 adaptogens?
Oh, top 2 in a top 5. I would say if I was to pick 2, there would probably be ashwagandha and reishi mushroom.
Ooh, interesting.
What were you going to say, rhodiola? Yeah, I know. But you need one to upper and a downer, right? Mm-hmm. And so ashwagandha is a really deep tonifying thing. Really lifts somebody who is like physically feeling heavy and maybe a little like on that kind of depressive end, or like just the mood is low, the world is on top of them, weight of the world on their shoulders. Ashwagandha's like, woof, give me resilience, give me fortitude, give me like, feel like I've got capacity to do this stuff. Whereas reishi is the other end of it. It's like, and I will give you resilience, but I will also let you feel like light, and I'll let you feel like all of the things that are, aggravating you and making you tense and maybe angry, or definitely like in that kind of frustration, anxiety end of things, helps you just go, I'm just going to brush that away, like this, gone. Just like that. Just like that. Through your ear. That's how reishi goes.
Feels super. So, number two is a practice, right? Grounding. Mm-hmm. And so, grounding helps to build resilience in so many ways, right?
Really,
because
so many ways.
Often, nervous system, everything's like up, and we're all heady and in our heads and overthinking and over-processing, all those kind of things. We need to come back into connection with the earth, because we are ultimately
chemical beings.
Electromagnetic.
Kind of, yeah, they are. Exactly that. So it helps. So when we have all of our biological activity during our day, all of it produces positive ions. Positive ions essentially are like oxidative particles. They're things that are going to reduce our lifespan, damage our DNA, help us to feel less good about ourselves, help us feel less grounded and more heady, and just like spin out. And when we charge our body with negative ions, which is when we like stand on the ground barefoot for like 30 minutes, go walk along a beach where there's crashing waves that release loads of negative ions, when we use infrared saunas, when we do all these sorts of things, these impart like lots of negative ions. So it's a great way again to help to build resilience. Exactly.
Yeah, grounding. Number 3 is
a grounding thing as well, but it's grounding by being rooted by the things we take in. So roots, specifically thinking spices like turmeric and ginger, are really grounding. Sage is a herb that might equate to that as well, but let's specifically go for roots. So root vegetables, tamasic foods that take us out of our head and into our bodies. Those are really great foods to help to ground us, and grounding, like from an energetic point of view, is a really important aspect, a really important like I suppose phenomenon that is not really given enough credence, is it?
No, I know, and that kind of earthy quality, like of the earth, and that's what we want, not of the sky, not of the air, not that kind of creative, thinky thing. Just like being rooted into like, here I am, I'm solid, I'm steady, I'm resilient. And
carbs give you that go forward as well. They give you like solid resilience, exactly like you're saying, to allow you to like get through a day where lots of energy requirements are there. So wintertime, all those vegetables that are harvested, those root vegetables, traditionally we'd be going out and we'd be farming and we'd be doing lots of like intense like work in the dark sort of stuff, and like what we need for that, we need to keep our bodies warm and we need all the carbohydrates for that, and that's why those root vegetables are really like great things to help to build resilience for those types of times, right?
Exactly. So 4 is get to know your neighbours. Community. So when we look at the blue zones, one of the things that was allowing people to be resilient into old age, to live a really long time, was having this really strong sense of rooted in community, right?
Yeah, so a neighborhood network is one of the best things you can do, whether it's getting to know who has the skills to help you like sort out your garden in January, like to know what's growing there, what should be growing there, whether it's that neighbor who can also help you like fix your car, or that the neighbor has the jumper leads, the neighbor who is great at DIY, the neighbor who's great at like Instagram posts, the neighbor's great, like all of those things, those are all like resilience building things. And to have those people on your doorstep is like a great like tool, isn't it? I mean, like it's literally a toolkit of humans.
Yeah, we have in our neighborhood, we started a kind of a recycling neighborhood thing, so that anytime people have books they want to get rid of, or toys they want to get rid of, or clothes they want to get rid of, or a cup of sugar or whatever, they just put it up in the group and then people can take them. And it's really nice because you get to know your neighbours. You feel like the stuff's getting recycled, it's not just getting thrown away. And it also feels like if you need to plug into something, you really need something, there's that resilience of support and network right on your doorstep, and that kind of closeness, which feels really nice.
Super smart. Number 5, your favourite and mine. Rest. I had pranamat this morning for 15 minutes. I feel like a different person for it.
Yeah, I did 15 minutes of a grounding meditation with my son. It was super nice. Rest. A lot of our podcasts recently have been coming back to this idea of what do you need for hormonal health? Rest. What do you need to get through menopause? Well, rest. What do you need for fertility? Rest. And it's just coming back and back, that idea of wintering, that idea of resting and noticing that our external stresses are so much in general these days. Our nervous systems are firing on all cylinders. What we really need is not strong movement practices, running, cycling, HIIT, all of this kind of stuff. We don't need to go doing more stuff. We actually need to do less and be more. So that rest piece is so important. And that's like active rest during the day. That doesn't mean watching TV. It means like lying down on a pranamat, doing a meditation, doing a shavasana, whatever that is for you, but switching your mind off and actively trying to go, I'm going to let go of all these things, so that our nervous system drops into that space of rest and digest and repair, so that we are more resilient ultimately. Yeah,
exactly. Shedding the emotions, leaving space for new things. Brilliant. Nicely done. Top 5 at 5 for resilience.